to bring us in?
You made the first noise.
I mean, you're the one that planned it, though, so I feel like you're the...
I mean, I can do it. I can do it if no one else wants to do it, but...
I just don't know what to say other than, like, hello.
That's a great start.
You have asked us questions, and we have the answers. Unfortunately.
I think you just did it.
Yeah, that's great.
I think we're just a bunch of cryptic sages hiding out in a cave, and you've asked us about our guys, and
our guys are here.
Come closer, traveler. Let me whisper in your ear. I'm Emery. My pronouns are they, she, he.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, he.
That's gonna be a weird one to edit. Where do I cut into that intro?
You don't.
I just figured from the beginning, from what I was saying, probably.
As an editor, I would just leave this in. Let them get into the chaos. Hello, traveler. Sit a bit further from me. No, not too close. That's perfect. Yes, hello. I'm Quatre. My pronouns are they, he, she.
Hello, traveler. I'm Izzy. I'm the Izzy. Maybe don't sit directly in the fire. That will cause harm.
I am apparently the one with the demonic voice, and the rest of you sound normal. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know, I could go for my cryptic whisper, but we are on a podcast. I don't want to be leaning into the mic this whole time.
I wish I could do voices, but this is all I've got. Sometimes I can sound like I will cry at any given moment, but that's the closest I get to voice acting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing voices yesterday, and I don't know if I can even remember what the voices were at this point.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first question, can we talk about new guy that dropped yesterday? Because they spark joy for me because they're awful.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, let's do this. Then get into the questions.
You can always use this character as an answer for some questions if you would like.
Oh,
I'm so curious because I have no idea what's going on.
okay. So, Quatre, do you remember the Void?
I do remember the Void, yeah.
Okay, so the Void had some sort of intelligence. Well, that all got condensed down into, for lack of a better word, a person. And they were convinced to take a new name that was given to them by the players, and to reform into a new body also.
We did not come up with a new body. We came up with the name, but not the new body. That was all you.
Yes, because I had joked about just a very terrible idea with Morg, and I was like, oh well, I guess this is happening based on what the players and their characters are doing. So that's now a funny guy by the name of Hyperpop and Harmony.
That's a name.
And yeah, that's a name like one of like the ancient ogres that Morg came up with would have.
Yeah, see our episode, our Isoverse episode on ogres for more on that.
Yeah, they were like the patron of like a music style and like something else, but like it kind of became their name over time, and that's part of the reason why like ogres just get named regular kind of like music names now, but like
super regular.
That's why treble is treble, you know, and it's
yeah.
Laugh.
So let me try to describe how they look physically. So they kind of took on the form of an ogre vaguely. I'm not sure on what type of animal. I'm thinking either chinchilla or some sort of canid. One of the two, I think.
I love a chinchilla.
but my description. So we have one detail, but the general description is: what if an ogre was like a tall, thin Tumblr sexy man?
What if? Yeah.
It would be bad.
It would be
Yeah.
good, actually.
It would be the best.
Oh, and the reason why I want to talk about this is the one detail we have is the hairdo. The hair is just like kind of a nasty, greasy hairstyle, but the hair is full of eyes.
Ooh, that's good.
Uh-huh.
So their previous look when they were like still in this fragmented void form when we were talking to them is like a beholder with a bunch of eyes, like a form of it. I always forget the name of the actual type.
I forgot what it was, but yeah, it's like a specific subspecies of beholder.
Yeah, and they have like a bunch of eyes, like tentacles to go along with the big like circular central eye. But we were like, what if we kept the eyes in the hair? And it's very void to me to have like, the big eye, like because especially that eye in the sky sort of thing we had.
Yeah.
My thought, because we didn't talk about what animal, but my thought is like maybe something that would be like a common persona, like a wolf or a fox would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Also, most ogres, if I recall correctly, are usually not carnivorous animals.
It depends, but they are more likely to be herbivores, because there is like a snake, and there's like a raccoon, which is like a trash-eating animal. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but so that's like, given their history and all that, that's why I thought maybe a carnivore animal would be good. So that's why I was thinking some form of canid. So
looking like Fantastic Mr. Fox over here.
Oh God, I did not think about that.
I didn't either.
It might really be a fox at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe Hyperpop maybe will be an answer to something. I'm trying to convince Izzy to use Hyperpop as an answer for something.
Okay. So do we want to get into the actual questions? We have this is a mailbag episode. We have questions from 3 of our listeners. Ranging from 3 to many questions each. I can start reading them off, or we can take turns. We really didn't get that part of the planning down.
Dan asks, what species of anthropomorphic animal would you like to make a guy of someday? From real animals to fictional creatures to anthros with lore.
I've actually answered this already.
Yeah.
Or sort of.
You did make a persona.
Yeah, like we made a persona that was actually asked right before we did the persona episode, and we just never came back around to the question. But yeah, for me, maybe oh God, I blanked on the name. Ampwave. I might want to make an Ampwave someday.
Yeah.
Ampwave. Oh, okay. Like an anthropomorphic Ampwave. Oh, the Ampwave's the type of. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
We talked about
like it's one of those like made up species that's like Creative Commons or something.
Yeah.
I remember that. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
I don't really have an answer for this. If I have an animal that I want to make into an anthro, I kind of just draw them, so...
You sure do.
Yeah, I don't know that I have any that I'm like... Yeah, I mean, I've done it before where it's like, I've done it before in the past where it's like, oh, I kind of want to draw a character based on a sea slug, and then I just do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish that were me.
not any in particular at the moment.
Yeah, also, I'm thinking, and I can't tell if there's any animals that I've been thinking about that I don't have a character of already.
Yeah, it could also be like a mythical creature, you know, like, oh, do you want a dragon? Do you want a unicorn?
My Dragon Boy already exists.
Yeah, true.
But you could have two.
Yeah, you could have another one. Or
In the universe, for it to work, there need to be multiple.
Or you could be like, this one's a wyvern, actually. No, or instead of being
This one's
like,
a worm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My initial thought was like some kind of like bug, because I haven't made one of those, but I think my real answer is probably a Pokemon, like a Pokesona, like probably some kind of.
Yeah.
I've considered a couple different ones. I like Alolan Raichu a lot for like a cutesy one. You know, Gengar's a classic. Snorlax feels like a classic too, kind of. Especially if you're like, oh, I want to be fat. You know, like I want to have a character reflect me a little bit. You know, but I also there's always new ones, so it's hard to be like. I kind of want to. I was like talking about the Paradox Pokemon recently for like personifications and stuff, and I was like, actually I would love to make like a Screamtail character, because they're just like, they really exude this like non-binary lesbian energy to me.
Nice.
Understandable.
I'm looking up what that is. Oh,
Screamtail.
them! Yes, they're awesome.
Big angry Jigglypuff.
Oh, I didn't know that they were big.
Oh, they're huge. Seeing them in game is so funny the first time you see them, because
Wait.
Jigglypuff is like smallish, and then you see like Screamtail and it's like at least twice the size of Jigglypuff.
Yeah. Okay. But when you said big, I was thinking like
it's
huge.
not enormous. Yeah,
No. This says 3 feet 11 inches or 1.2 meters and 17.6 pounds.
Yeah, they're very light, but compared to like Jigglypuff,
they're a beach ball.
Jigglypuff, who's like a foot tall, you know. So.
Oh God, I see the picture of it screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah!
It looks like a little rock star. It's just so funny. Fluttermane also kind of has like rock star. Well, they kind of all do. Like all the past ones have kind of rock star vibes. I like the future ones too. I am just like, why are they all iron something? You know, it's like, damn. I do like Iron Valiant a lot too, but that's kind of already a persona. That's just a person. That's just a robot person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer. I guess it's Pokemon, Screamtail maybe. I can do the next question, I guess, since I did this one last.
Sure.
Okay.
What is a property you've never made an OC for but would like to someday?
Yeah, for me, I think it's probably just Mouse Guard, primarily because I want to play the Mouse Guard RPG at some point.
It's such a good game. So much fun.
It's so wild to me you haven't played it. That just seems like very Emery to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It is very Emery core. I don't know why I haven't played it, frankly.
These things happen.
Gotta find someone to run it, or run it yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see if I can't scrap together enough people for a local group. I haven't met a lot of people up here, though, so...
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
See if there's, like, a local game store or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a store that does like tabletop nights. I think it's mostly like D&D Adventurers League though, so I don't know.
This is a hard one. I was thinking about it, and like, I think I joked about making like a non-binary Bella Swan at some point on a past episode, and I was like, maybe I would just say that, but no. I started reading. I haven't even read that much of it. It's like a novella, but like I really like it's called Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, and I just really like the lore that I've already read in that book, where there's like robot people and they like left to live in the woods, and like the main character is like a non-binary monk. But like a monk means something like kind of different. It's more like D&D style monk, like they're kind of like, they're not just. I'm not 100% sure what like their beliefs are, but like it's clearly has like, oh, there's some kind of. Like I said, I haven't read that much of it yet, so it's kind of weird to be like, yeah, I want to make a character for this book I read a couple pages of, but I guess that means it's a good book, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Most of these existing property type questions are gonna be super quick for me because I'm like, I have no desire to make anything for someone else's commercial property. But I do have an answer for this, because Emmi said that they were gonna run a Great Pollen tabletop game one day, and I want to make my character for that.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I would also like to make a character for that. So.
Yeah, I think it's a fun one to I don't know. I have a fun time coming up with characters for that setting, so I hope others would as well.
Oh, I also wanted to make a vampire for Malice's vampires. I just forgot that I wanted to do that. On a previous episode, we had Malice on to talk about how their vampires work.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, and I immediately, I'm still workshopping my OC, but they'll fit in there. They'll be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. As I've said in previous episodes, I see a show, I read a book, I hear a song, and I'm like, I could fit an OC in there, and then I do.
Any that you haven't made one for, but you'd like to, though? Recently?
I've recently started watching Freeman, and it's recent enough that I have not established how I would want to have an OC in that show.
What is it, Freeman?
Sono Frieren. It's this elf that, went on an adventure, and the episode starts with the end of that adventure, and then she just fucks off for an eternity, and she comes back, and all her friends are either dead or dying, and she's like, oh, passage of time is real for you people. And then that's sort of where the story starts. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I've seen memes from it.
I've tried looking up art, but it was all horny and I was not in the mood for that, so I've stopped.
Thanks, anime.
Fair enough.
All these characters are asexual to me, but go off, I guess.
Yeah. God, maybe I should make up a Dorohedoro OC. I've been reading a lot of that lately, and it's a lot of fun. Have you... Morg especially, I think you would like it if you haven't checked it out yet. It's very fucked up demonic horror shit all the time, but everyone is just so used to it, they always undersell the reactions to just all the fucked up horrors. It's very funny.
Yeah, didn't the second season just come out or something? Was that the
I don't know.
show?
I think it's been announced. I don't know when it's coming out.
Okay.
If it has been.
Okay. I might be confusing it also. For something else.
What boxes do you think are most fun to fill in on an OC template?
I don't know what this means.
I mean,
I do either.
Do they like coffee or tea? What kind of music
Oh,
do they
sure.
listen to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I think like in the case of I mean, we were talking about like templates in the Homestuck episode, so you know, it's kind of just like you got this list of traits that you can kind of like describe your character within the context of that universe. So like if you were making a template for a Sonic OC, it would be like species, like all the questions they ask in the Speeding Bullets tabletop RPG, like who's their rival, like what's their species, like what's their backstory, I guess, things like that.
I mean, I probably would like the ones, just like ones that I wouldn't have thought of coming up with myself, you know? Like, I feel like if there's really unique one that can make me like think about the character more, you know, like not just like, oh, tell me, you know, about their family, but it could be like, tell me about a time with their family where they did something bad or whatever, you know, like just like, would my character do that, you know, very specific, like,
yeah,
can be interesting. And sometimes the answer is I don't think my character would do that, which is fine, but I guess that's my answer. I don't know.
Yeah, I also like the weirdly specific questions that make me go like, I have never considered this, but I am going to consider it for my character now. Because it makes me put more depth into my character.
It makes me kind of want to make like an OC template with like weirdly specific questions.
Yeah, I don't know particularly. I mean, I came up with like a list of like kind of like a series of criteria on which I rank my OCs, but it was all stuff like you know, how high is their anxiety level? Do they know what sex is? Things like that. So
It's gonna be no for mine.
Yeah, it's no for a lot of mine as well. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of traits that a lot of my OCs share, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I think, yeah, I don't typically really think of my OCs in terms of like templates, although like I definitely see like the utility there. I guess like my Grey Pollen OCs are sort of templated. They have like their species, their mask, their signature weapon, like their superpower, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it really just depends on like the setting you're making the OC for, honestly.
Yeah. I'm probably a little bit too unhinged for templates. Like, when I went to go get a nice journal, they did have journals that were like, every page had a bunch of questions on it. And I was like, that sounds awful to me. Like, I did consider it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this.
It's just like a jumping off point, you know?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to, like, you don't have to, like, follow it exactly. You can be like, oh, they would have this really unhinged thing. Like, that can still be fun.
No. I'm the unhinged one, not the character.
No, but if you're coming up with an unhinged thing for the character is what I'm saying.
No, but speaking of, there is a question I have in mind for this. And that is the character CPR, Misery, or Reese's Puffs?
I don't know what that means.
I know exactly what that means.
It's a reference to like a mix of 3 songs. CPR, Misery, and the Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate but
I can give you an example. This is going to be specific, but you'll understand it because you know what I'm talking about. when I did the most recent thing, that recent little side story that had Xenu, Jolene, and Gal in it. Xenu was Misery, Jolene was CPR, and Gal was Reese's Puffs.
Okay, so it's kind of like Peach's onion foot fungus type of classification.
That one's new to
I
me.
gotcha.
That one's new.
All I know is that's a We Rate Queerbait thing, and I don't understand.
It's a classification system that we came up with for We Rate Queerbait. Any group of 3 characters or 3 things can always be classified into the peaches, the onions, and the foot fungus.
So, thank you, Dan, very much for your lovely questions.
Thank you, Dan.
The next set of questions are from Veer. And the first one is, what are your Pokemon OCs and what are their Digimon? Did I say Pokemon?
You did say Pokemon.
Wow, I misread it. What are your Digimon OCs and what are their Digimon partners? I don't have one, but I want to say for Digimon partner, a Gilmon that is exactly 1/2 size the regular Gilmon.
That's fucked up. That's too small of a Gilmon. I do have a Digimon OC. I probably won't ever get to them on this podcast, just because there's not a whole lot there. I kind of made them for an RP in another server that just never got a lot of traffic. I only played as them a couple times, but her name is Penny. She's 7 years old. Her personality is kind of just me thinking back to oh, what was I like as a 7-year-old? Oh, I was a huge fucking weirdo. So just kind of playing it like that. And her partner is a Dokugumon. Big ass scary spider. They're friends.
Despite having a Digimon podcast, I don't really have an answer for this. I think I was trying to look at stuff beforehand and I was like, I don't know, there's some cool ones. If I was just giving a gut answer, I'd be like, I like Lopmon, I guess. But
yeah. You should.
Actually, what's one of your non-Digimon OCs and what would their Digimon partner be?
Yeah, well, my character, who I haven't talked about on this podcast yet, Samael, already kind of has a Digimon partner, I guess. They have a demon, that they summoned and bound to themselves. And he his name is, Azazel, but not that Azazel, and he's just a fucked up. He kind of looks like a Heartless when he's in small boy form, with big claws. But then he gets big and he turns more I jokingly was I don't know what the big form looks like. What if they're just kind of Leomon? So I guess Leomon.
Nice.
But the other answer I had for that was if there, I could see I guess I have multiple characters that have little guys as the thing, because I also have a Treble as Nightcore as their little partner. And I don't know, is there a shady Digimon? Is there a spooky ghost Digimon?
Which Digimon is the Gengar?
There's maybe Bakemon or Aizmon.
Oh, maybe Aizmon. That'd be kind of fucked up, but yeah, maybe Aizmon. Yeah. So I guess Aizmon. And then I was well, I would love to have any of the Ghost Game guys. So, Big Fuffy and Goramon, or Jellymon, of course, Gamamon, but
your own private bully.
Of course.
Okay, I don't necessarily want to be bullied because I'm a little baby. So maybe I would just
bully people together.
Yeah, I would. Maybe I'd be I like Jellymon a lot from afar,
Yes. You like to see Jellymon interact with someone who's not you.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Exactly.
Always good if it's not you.
So I guess Ingormon or Gamamon then is what's left.
For me, I base my Digimon partner on when I did my first Cyber Sleuth playthrough, I had a Valkyrmon, which just got me through most of my battles because I didn't think about what I was doing. I just hit attack, and then he would attack. He would always win. He'd see me through everything. So that's gonna be my partner.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the human partner, it's always more difficult to think of humans.
And I'm pretty sure Valkyrmon is the or which one did you say?
I don't think Valkyrmon was in one of the shows, but I think Adventure 2 has one of the base forms.
Sylphimon, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, we did that episode for Ghost Gayest. Remember Hikari and Miyako
Yeah.
being gay?
It's a great one. So I just know that I would have to pick a great gay OC to step up
Yeah.
in those footsteps.
Yeah.
They gotta have the aviator glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
given. Let's see. The next question. The Noise Space Network is now a TV channel, and each of you have been chosen to pitch a 4-6-hour Toonami-style TV block with a fictional host. What kind of shows and vibes do you pitch for your block, and which of your OCs host it?
I think I have the answer for all of us, and it's the gay block for gays.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's so gay.
All right, next question.
And then
I would
a cool OC.
I would definitely pitch a Grey Pollen TV show. I think that would be neat. I want to see my little guys animated.
I want to see my character who's not at all ripped off from a Slenderman thing. What are you talking about? Observer to be the Tom.
Yeah.
Because he's a little
Just
freak.
like a weird cryptid.
He's a little freak. Yeah.
Actually, I'll give a stupid answer for this. It'll be just a collection, like, it's not even gonna be Noise Space Network, it's just gonna be the Motor Trend channel, and it'll be Dorothy.
Right.
This question.
Dorothy's not gay though. What's she doing in the gay block for gays?
For real.
We gotta have one straight one, right?
No, I this was separate from it.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
This was separate from it.
It's a different show, yeah, or a different block.
No, and Dorothy's whatever remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
True. We haven't seen. We've just talked about like her type in men. No, but that's
You've
it.
said that she's straight.
You have said.
What choice do I have but to believe you?
Yeah, I said that she is straight coded.
Oh,
No, she's not. She's gay coded. She's a mechanic.
gay coded to me.
Well, she's as straight coded as I could do, apparently.
Okay, so the next question, what kind of warrior cat would you and your OCs be? That feels like a question I'd have to like go back into my childhood to think about, because it's been a long time since I read those books.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know nothing about warrior cats except I watched a YouTube video once.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
And that's it.
Yeah, I don't know warrior cats, but I think just to pick a warrior cat name off the cuff, I think Frosttail. I don't know. That might already be a warrior cat name. I have no way of knowing.
I have a real kind of a real answer because I made I sort of made a name like based on the like noun together word but I named it Umbreon, Pokemon Umbreon, like Lunar Shade, to have that like same kind of
That's a good Umbreon name.
two nouns together, and I feel like Lunar Shade would probably be a pretty solid warrior cat's name too. I think maybe usually the second word is something more cat associated, like fur and claws, so it might be more like Lunar Claw or something, you know? But yeah, Lunar Shade was like my name on a lot of places before I changed it. That was like 2 usernames ago, so.
It's a good name. I love that name.
Thank you. Do you have an answer, Quatre?
No, I'm sorry. I've never engaged with warrior cats. It was really popular, so the books were in a local library.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I only read the first series. There was multiple series of Warrior Cats books, so I was a fakey fan, you know. This next question is more cursed, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna check out and come back when that one's over.
Bye, Izzy.
Uh-huh.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
This question is, what is your Disney Carsona?
I know nothing about cars.
Well, think of a car and then put eyes on it. That's kind of your Carsona. You got it. My thought is, what if I was a legally distinct Richard Scary Apple car real?
Ooh. I will only answer this question when Devin comes on the podcast and makes me answer it.
Fair enough. Veer jumped the gun. This isn't the Devin episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. Here's the thing about me. I have a driver's license. I hate driving.
True.
So if I had a Carsona, it would be a car that is not allowed on the public road.
Mine would be a train.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I think it would be a train.
I'd be one of them wind-up cars
That's
that the
cute.
children play with. You just scoot me backwards and I will go forward a little bit and I cannot turn the steering wheel.
Hell
That's my
yeah.
persona.
If you were given/forced into the opportunity to make media for an IP with an already established canon or a new one you made, what would you make? Any OCs in it? And what changes do you make to the existing IP, if any?
This feels like a fucking long question to ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say the parts that we would actually answer, I think we've already answered in other questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was actually gonna skip to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would simply just make another Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, only it would be like more of an adult animation type genre. I think like not like adult animation
Not
in
like
like
Family
the
Guy.
fucking not like Family Guy,
Yeah.
no, more just like an animated show that is like just geared towards adults and like characters are older, just kind of like dealing with living in their mid-20s, and Tails is a trans girl, and
You would make Hanging Out, but with trans girl tales.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, or expand Crushing 30s to be an actual show instead of a music video.
Mm-hmm. And M the Bun is there.
I will also answer this one, but it's not going to be a good one. I think shows should end. So no, I would
So
not
true.
add more
Fair
media
enough.
to it.
You're so right.
Mm-hmm.
More shows should end. Even shows I love should end.
Mm-hmm.
But they also shouldn't end after, like, a season if they have promise, because Netflix
Yeah,
is
I
like,
think
fuck you, I'm
personally,
ending.
Yeah.
I think 3 seasons is ideal.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Okay, this question, unless Izzy was gonna maybe do the next question
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah, since we are dealing with time,
Go for it.
yeah, basically, what are your OC's favorite foods?
Since I made Dragon Boy specifically to be able to be viewed as hypersexual, despite the fact that they're completely asexual, it's gonna be lollipops.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought you were gonna say like spicy food.
No, it's lollipops.
I think. I've talked to, maybe not on podcasts, but Trouble eats vegetables. They're very rabbit-like.
Yeah.
In their diet, so that's what they like.
Dorothy will get a big old plate of scrambled eggs and sausage.
Grub likes citrus fruit.
Hell yeah.
Which of your OCs would commit cheerful fury upon their enemies?
All of them.
Vermin.
Same, all of them.
I have a lot of rage in me, and so do my OCs.
A lot of my characters are too depressed for cheerful rage.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Probably I could see some of my Eidolon like NPCs doing that, but I don't think any of like my main characters would maybe. Oh, you know what? This character I haven't talked about in a while. From like that Polyship road trip, I had a character named Gabe. I could see them doing cheerful fury on their enemies.
I mean, I consider like my 3 characters from Fellowship that I really like to be my main OCs, and all 3 of them.
Xenu's cheerful? No, I'm just kidding.
No, she would commit cheerful fury.
Oh, man, there's some good questions in here. Like, in your side pocket of guys who suck, which of those OCs would sell out to big corporations?
I mean, I've already talked about fucking Gratitude the Falcon, who is just shilling all the time. Like, they're an, like, influencer. They do sponsored shit all the time, and it's usually for, like, supplement bullshit, or, like, I don't know, meal services that are way the fuck too expensive, you know?
My most recent character in this game that I'm playtesting, called Arc City Arcane Blues, aka ACAB, is a character who has, at least at one point, they've worked against the Coca-Cola Corporation, but possibly for another corporation like a Pepsi without realizing. They're just kind of taking odd jobs and like doing magic to do those odd jobs. So it's kind of hard to tell, but they probably have worked for a big corp without realizing it. Yeah. Just based on the world they're in. Name Gumption. Their name is Gumption.
Okay. Yeah, Xenu simply wouldn't. Yeah, like I figured it out, like not from our server, but from a different Discord. I figured out the other day the main difference between me and Xenu, other than experiences, is that I love the Onceler and she would hate him.
That was a great sentence from start to finish.
I know. That is as close as I'll get to perfection.
Beautiful.
Now, when you say the Onceler, do you mean the original Onceler or the one from like the movie?
The one from the CG Lorax movie.
Fuck yes, dude. No wonder you made
He's so funny.
No wonder you made a fucking Tumblr sexy man. Holy shit.
Wow.
You learning something new about Izzy today?
A little bit.
I am not attracted to the Onceler. Let's be absolutely clear here.
Disclaimer.
There was that one cutout song that's pretty good, but that's all I really.
Yeah, biggering. That's the whole reason why I watched the movie, and then I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I was like, it's not in the movie. Man. Thank you, Veer, for your questions. Let's at least give maybe like one or two symbolic
Yeah.
questions
Yes.
just to be like, we've done all three, yay!
Yay!
Oh man, some of these are a little bit long though.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple quick ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the coffee shop AU question. Someday we will answer that.
Yeah. Yeah, that one will be long.
Yeah. I have to think about it.
Yeah, that's going to be a full episode, and I'm very excited about that. We should write it in the document.
Yeah, you should. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think it's already there.
Okay.
I thought that was one of the early ideas.
So check that out in the future, I guess. We might do.
Yeah. So I'll just ask, does Jeremy World have a name?
We have not named it yet. We could name it now.
Yeah.
I have 0 ideas.
Yes. Calling it Jeremy World would be cursed, so.
That would be
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, let's fill in some more info about it before we pick a name.
We didn't even establish the world yet. We have, 3 houses in a city.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that everyone is a streamer, and
As a robot.
streamers have big robots.
Uh-huh.
The world is actually called Twitch.tv. Thank you. We're not doing that.
We could just call it Stream City for now or something just kind of simple.
I love London Streamopolis, something like that.
Oh no.
God. We'll workshop it.
Yeah. Your OC gets asked on a date by a celebrity they think is cool but don't have a super crush on. How do they respond?
Free meal. They go for the free meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get asked, that means that person has to pay, right? I don't know. I never go on dates, but I'm assuming if you get asked, then you don't have to pay for the date. And I think my OCs would love a free meal.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
I think the only celebrity that M thinks is cool would be Sonic, and she would just respond being like, "You mean a friend date? You said you were a race, right?"
And then he'd be like, yeah!
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Of course!
Do you have an answer, Morg?
I think mine would probably just be similar to Quatre's, but maybe they would... I could see the character I mentioned earlier, Samael, not wanting to go on a date because the demon they contracted to is kind of... Their whole thing is a mayhem, so they would probably be like, maybe we shouldn't, because the restaurant might blow up.
Yeah.
And that'd be bad. But normally they would take up an offer of free food also.
I don't know how or why, but I know it's Xenu, and the celebrity is Jarrett Reddick. And the response is just complete and utter confusion and leaving.
I don't even know who that is, but yeah. I think that would be my personal...
That's Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
Oh.
That's also the lead singer of Bowling for Soup.
Oh.
I see.
I see.
I still don't know who that is.
That's the biggest celebrity in the Isoverse.
Yeah.
Sort of. Other than Gilly.
The great thing about me and what makes me very happy as a person is that I don't know. I would not be able to name a celebrity. Gun to my head, I would not be able to tell you who is famous right now.
God, so true.
I would go on a friend date with Gilly. Yeah. Absolutely. That'd be great.
Same.
Did we want to wrap up or did we want to do this? Who do your OCs want to smash on main and why? Because I like that question.
That's a good question. Let's end with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of my guys are ace. I think Rub does want to smash Vermin because he has problems.
What an amazing answer.
When they first met, it's gonna be okay. So I've maybe talked about like treble-headed crush on one of the other characters in the Fellowship game, Arla, who's their friend. But I think when they first met Vortex, they probably wanted to smash, and then they got to know her.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Not even out of like anything like just like once, you know, you gotta like it's like, wow, that would be interesting. That's a slime lady. That would be interesting. I would, okay, yeah, sure. And then they were like, that seems complicated.
Yeah, and then Vortex
opened their damn mouth.
revealed her personality. Yeah.
She opened her damn mouth. Listen. That's why I was like, I'm gonna like make someone's fucking pants fly off or what, you know, like I'm gonna ruin someone's day by saying this, but that was the only thing I could think of.
Oh, I mean, y'all know my answer.
Do I?
Yeah, it's Jolene and Cal.
Okay, but
For each other.
yeah, fair enough.
Because they work so well together. I don't know why they work so well together, but they do.
Hell yeah, dude.
I have only one OC that is not Ace, I think. And he wants to smash the love of his life, between brackets, love of his life tends to change. No, quite a bit. He's a bit fickle. But it's been consistent for the entire playthrough of the game, because I don't think the DM caught on to that. Which I think is really funny.
Wait, what? Well,
I'm in a D&D game where the backstory is that my dwarf, I told you about Flint. Flint betrayed his family to go on a pirate adventure because he loved the sea, and then he fell in love with one of his fellow pirates, and then he abandoned that pirate because he fell in love with someone else. And that just, he will do anything to smash and then move on.
oh my god.
Wow.
I love that you're like, I'm gonna either make an Ace character, or I'm gonna make the fucking most horny dwarf possible.
Yeah, the worst aloe.
He's not it's not that bad. It's very singular, but it just, once he's got it, he's like, yeah, well, been there, done that.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I made a horrible character. I love that for him. Slut rights and all that.
I love him. Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Symbolic, Veer, and Dan, for your questions.
Thank you.
We love them.
I guess stay tuned for some that will just turn into full episodes at some point.
Now let's bring this to a close.
Yeah.
Let's run through our plugs so Quatre can get to sleep.
Yeah. My plugs. You can find me on some social media. I'm most consistent on matrimcouten.tumblr.com. So if you really want to catch up with me, that's where you'll follow me.
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Tumblr and Blue Sky. You can also find me at Gengar on co-host and my other podcast, The Sonic Hustle, oh my god, I can't fucking, someday I'll get this right, but it's like a holistic Sonic lore podcast.
No longer random.
No longer random. Yeah, I think that's it, really.
Alright, I'm on a podcast called We Rate Queerbait, where we explore the blurry line between homie and homo. I'm also on For Affinity with the username Space Robot. I got a whole ass gallery there. You can go there and see some stuff I've drawn, including personas, including OCs. And you can get in touch with me about a commission, spacerobotart@gmail.com, or just hit me up on Discord if you know me there. I'm also on an upcoming audio drama pilot podcast, so news is forthcoming still. Look out for that.
Hi, I'm Izzy, and I don't have social media. But I don't know. If you hear a noise in your walls or under your bed, that might be me.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, you can find me on the Check Out This Guy Discord, which is in the show notes. Come on over, ask us some questions in our Mailbag channel, or do some of our Hangout streams. We're about to start, well, at this point we'll have already started it when the episode airs, but I think we're doing Sonic X for Mondays, and Emery normally streams art on Fridays, and then other stuff happens in between sometimes. This podcast is a part of the Noisepace.xyz network. Thank you, Matt GameCube.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we have the podcast itself has social media on like Tumblr and some of the others. Is it? It's literally at Check Out This Guy?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Very simple.
Very simple. And with that, we have answered very sagely your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We've shared our wisdom with you. Go forth and tell it to others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappearing into a puff of smoke, cackling like a witch.
I just fell asleep by the fire. Someone should come tuck me in.
Okay.
Thank you.
I disappeared into the spooky, scary
Yeah.
night.
If you don't behave, not you, Quatre, but you, the audience, if you don't behave, I'll just slide you back into that fire.
Oh no!
I'm allowed to misbehave.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I am in a mood today, apparently.
You just really want to put someone on fire.
I joined this podcast. Yeah, I joined this podcast and I chose violence.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Later, homies. Bye.